Welcome back to another New World video. This time we got a bit of a mini guide and then like a sort of all you need to know for this year's Summer Medley FAIRE, which will be running 19th of July to the 16th of August on New World. So this is almost the exact same as what it was last year. The patterns are very similar, so you should all know by now there's some really good things that you could grind from this, and some really good like PvP armor, for example, that you could probably get out of this, and even a little bit of PvE, depends on what your third roles are and stuff like that. But we'll go through this on this video. I want to basically just sort of show you exactly what to do, so when you go into the Summer Medley FAIRE, if you've never done it before or you missed out on it last year, you know exactly what to do. Now, if you like all this kind of content, all the guides, all that kind of stuff, come and follow me over on Twitch. I'll put the link down below, so you can just click it and come and follow, and I'll pop it on the screen as well. Basically, everything you see now, I would have probably live streamed at some point on Twitch. Plus, I stream almost every day of the week. Pretty much never on Fridays and Saturdays, but every other day I'm live. So you can come over there and watch us play New World if you like, and get involved in the chat and stuff like that. So let's start off with the rewards this time. Actually, I think probably starting off with the rewards is probably one of the better things. So up on the screen now, I'll show you like the shop and all that kind of stuff and all the different things you can get. Now, it's a typical seasonal FAIRE from New World. You know, you get from the reward shop, you get like the skins and the patterns and the trophies and the, the cosmetics, all this kind of stuff. It's all the usual kind of, the generic stuff that they bring out. However, some of these patterns are really good. I'm going to show you this on this video. Yeah, some of these patterns are genuinely really good. So we show you the store and stuff like that, and all the little housing items you can get, which I think is pretty decent. You don't have to, exchange any gold or anything. You basically just, you collect the tokens, all that kind of stuff. A lot of fishing involved, and yeah, it's not too bad, to be honest. But we'll start off as well. So like basically, where do you start off in the quest? Where do you start with this Summer Medley FAIRE? If you don't know, there are 4 different locations. I'll show these on screen as well. 4 different locations you can go to, and basically you head over there and you'll go and speak to the main guy. You'll pick up the quest. Now, one thing I won't do in this video, I'm not going to show you all the quests. There's about 7 or 8 mini quests, and I mean mini quests, but I would advise you to do them because it'll basically give you a little leveling up. So there's 5 sort of tiers, if you like, or 5 levels of the Summer Medley FAIRE. These have all been reset to 0 for every player, so I'm not level 5 like I was last year. And I think it gets you about to level 3.5 or 3.25 just by doing the quests alone. So I would definitely advise to do that. So go and get those done as soon as possible. But yeah, the main quest is sort of right there in the Medley FAIRE little outpost. Just speak to the main guy and you'll be straight in. Definitely follow all those quests up. After that, you want to be going to every single outpost as well. This is daily. Now, a couple of things to explain about this. Basically, you get like your diamond gypsums and some other little bits and bobs, like coins and some materials and bits and bobs. But you get these tokens as well. So you've got the minor tokens, you got the major tokens. Now, depending on what you want to exchange them for in the store, will then obviously depend on whether you want the minor tokens or you want the major tokens. So you can see that yourself. Now, you can convert 25 minor tokens into 1 major token, and you can also convert them back, so don't worry if you get a bunch of major tokens and then you realize you actually need the minor tokens for the specific reward that you want from the store. That's fine, you can convert them back and forward, so don't worry about that. Don't know what's going on with my character there, but yeah, so yeah, don't worry about that. And yeah, sorry, so you go to every single outpost, and then also the 4 Medley FAIRE outposts as well. So you want to make sure you go to all of those, collect them every single day. And the little thing to pick up on as well, which I'll be honest, I didn't even know this myself. If you go to the town boards for each of these towns, you can get a little bit of the event XP. You don't get a lot, it's like 10s and 20s and stuff like that. So if you do the town board missions specifically that are listed under that Medley FAIRE section, you can basically level up the tree, and then the tree will become like basically a major tree, and then the gifts you get daily will be bigger and slightly better rewards. I can't physically show you this on screen just because it's day 1. In terms of like the trees being leveled up and stuff. I'll be honest, guys, I played New World since launch. I've never quit the game ever. I've never even spotted that. I didn't even notice that those trees get upgraded. So if you're a little bit bored of fishing and you want to upgrade your event, your event XP a little bit, you can go and do the town boards as well. Also for the seasonal things, you can do town boards. So it's not a bad shout to do. Now, how to get like so basically, a lot of this event is fishing, right? You all get the idea, especially if you played it a little bit last year. A lot of this event is all about fishing. So in order to do the fishing and get the specific fish that you need, it's not just pure open water fishing. You need to start off with the swarms. Now, these are basically like globally spawning swarms, but if you start to look at the map, you'll pretty much see where these spawn every day, you know, and then every sort of like 10 or 15 minutes they respawn. And basically you just head over to those spawns. Really simple. It shows you where they are on the map. You play the music. If you're on your own and there's nobody else around you, you play 3 songs and then it unlocks. You get a bunch of the bait, which is specific for this event. It's not your standard bait. And then you would obviously equip that bait when you're fishing, and over to the sturgeon hotspots, which I'll also show on the screen now as well. They are specific ones. These are different to your normal hotspots, but you will normally find them in the same similar locations. I will put up on screen now the best place I've ever found. This includes last year and this year, to actually fish for the Eternum sturgeons. This place in Brightwood, which I'll show you now. This place in Brightwood, honestly, it's a gold mine, unless everybody watches this video and then all goes to there and then probably go anywhere else. But I found that I can spawn anywhere from 5 to 8 different hotspots within literally this very, very small zone, which is glorious. And if you're on your own, if you're lucky, you'll basically, by the time they're all refreshing, you also, you just get to go back and forth, which is glorious. Just slightly to the north and slightly to the south, there are also 2 of the swarms that spawn there, which is glorious, as you can keep topping up your bait. There's also a normal hotspot there as well, so if you are just in the middle of generic fishing right there, you can do some normal hotspot fishing. I managed to get 3 legendary fish there today as well. I don't normally ever catch fish, so 3 legendary fish for me in one day is quite nice. And then also around here as well, I'll try and show you the map. There's basically some orichalcum and stuff around there. If you're really bored of just pure fishing, every now and again you want to just have a little venture out, you can get some orichalcum, you get some moat and stuff like that. It's a nice little zone to play in. 1 or 2 mini mobs that you just got to kill every time you're around there. This, for me, is the best place in the entire map to go to get all of your fishing in one place. It really is, really is. Now, one thing I do not know how to confirm whether this is better or not, but I would just equip it anyway if you're doing a bunch of fishing. If you've got all of your fishing gear, all your vengeful fishing outfit, pop that on, and also go 250 focus. Again, you're out in the wild, so it's not as if you need to be like geared up with all your best, your strength and your dex or whatever the hell you're playing. Just go 250 focus, and this will give you the best possible chance of catching the bigger fishes. Now, I don't know how to find out in this game. Maybe you're gonna data mine it or something. I don't know if it says now, plus 30% chance, for example, of catching bigger fish. Does that mean that you have a plus 30% chance of catching bigger Eternum sturgeons? And obviously, when you get those bigger ones, you have to hand them in at the fires for extra rewards. I don't know how to prove that. All I'm gonna say is theoretically it makes sense. So if I was you and you've already got the fishing gear, pop that on. Go 250 focus as well. And I would say that's probably your best bet, just in case that does work, you know what you all's like. Now here as well, so I basically fished for maybe around 20 minutes, and I got all of these rewards that I'll show you up on the screen now. I'll basically open them all up, not rewards, but like the tokens and stuff. So this is about 20 minutes worth of fishing, and I only done a couple of the different swarms. I didn't do too many at this point. We're about level 3.5 at this point on the overall. You need to get into the tier 4s and 5s to be able to buy the best patterns, so bear that in mind. And then now on to the big one. So basically we want to craft some patterns. Now you've got some different patterns. You've got the gold ones and you got the green ones. Let me just basically explain the difference between the two, because this is pretty important, and this is where the thumbnail comes into part as well. Same as last year rewards, basically. BIS, best in slot. Now, depending on your exact build, depending on whether you're heavy or whether you're light build or medium, that does play a part with the whole, do you go with elemental aversion or do you go with shuriken 4? But that's all for another video. Or for example, if you go and check out Jukesloth, his videos from a couple months ago, he's explained all of that. Go and check those out. But essentially, if you go for resilient in PvP gear, this is resilient, most builds will go refreshing. And then obviously elemental aversion. If you look at those 3 perks, you are basically looking at pretty much, again, apart from the little tweaking here and there, pretty much best in slot pieces. So for example, for my PvP build, even where I play sword and shield and probably spear, 1 or 2 of these pieces I'm going to craft, because actually these 3 perks are the better than some of the 3 perk combinations I've got on my gear now. So the way it works is if you've got the gold patterns, it's very simple. You go to the forge. You don't need to be any crafting level armorer, nothing like that. You can be level 1 armor, and that's absolutely fine. You go over there, you take your pattern, you take your end game materials, jobs are good in. You craft it. You're guaranteed 2 perks with the gold patterns, and these are elemental aversion and refreshing. And then when you go into the perk buckets, this is where you'll find out what your 3rd perk is. We are looking at resilient is currently rocking a 24.1% chance of being the 3rd perk. Critical retribution, also 24.1%. And then after that, you got a bunch of 8%, which are invigorated, Vega, freedom, decent perk in there as well, obviously. And then the rest of the perks after that are pretty much all the perks in the game pretty much, and they're all rocking at less than 0.5% chance. So the likelihood of you getting a elemental aversion, refreshing, and then resilient, which is probably what you're looking for. Some people will be looking for freedom. That's you know, you got the 8.03% chance of freedom as well. These are guaranteed to roll at 3 perks. So you might only have to roll a handful of these, and if you get really, really lucky, you hit resilient first, or if you have to freedom, you hit freedom after a couple of rolls. This could be really, really good gear. Now, obviously, looking at the green pans, are slightly different. So for those, unfortunately, you do need to have all your armor and buffs, and your armor and town buffs, and your armor and food, and be the max level, and all that kind of stuff, which is not really the greatest. You know, I don't really like all of that in-game crafting stuff, because you have, you know, you need PvP towns who own the town to then pick the crafting buffs, and if you don't own the right towns and the right... Anyway, don't really like all that kind of stuff. But then just bear in mind, the green patterns, these are also the ones that you can sell on the market as well if you like. Now, these will roll any perks. But the reason why they're still pretty good is you don't need to use the attribute perk mods. Now, right now, especially on the Barry server, for example, dexterity perks, the rough leathered beater strats, I think they're called, they are selling for nearly 200 gold, anywhere from 150 to 200 gold per one. And if you're using the golden scarab kind of crafting, you need 20. Is it 20 or 25? It's a lot anyway. Imagine 20 times 200 gold. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Or 25 times 150 gold. That's a lot of money. So basically, these have the advantage of not needing any of the crafting mods at all. All you do is you rock up with your pattern, and then you rock up with your your Asmo, your Phoenix Weave, and your runic leather, and that is it. And that is why I think the rewards from this are just like last year, but they can pretty much be BIS. They really, really can. You can get your best in slot gear for incredibly cheap because you don't need all those extra ingredients. So that's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking at. So yeah, I just wanted to round up this video. It's like a mini guide on how to do the how to do the summer medley FAIRE. You got a couple of weeks to do this as well. You nearly got a month to do this. So in my personal opinion, if you want some of that 3 perk, close to BIS gear for quite a lot of low effort, for low effort in general, I would log into the game. I would start playing this. I would do all the quests really quickly at the start. Get out there, get fishing, get doing the swarms, just get involved, and you can get yourself some really, really good gear. We do know that we got an expansion coming out in a couple of months, and then a gear might be pretty much redundant. But if you want to play the game, this is my argument to that, by the way. If you want to play the game between now and in 3, 4, 5 months time, and you want some of the best gear in the game, just log in and play. You know what I mean? You don't have to quit the game for 4 months or 3 months or whatever, just because gear is resetting. You can log in and play now and still have a good time and build your way into the next expansion. But there it is, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you found out that I missed anything in this video whatsoever, comment section down below. And as always, if you want to subscribe to my channel, that'll be amazing. We're nearly at 3,000 subs. We're literally like 10 subs away from 3,000. And check me out over on Twitch, of course, as well. And guys, I'll see you over there. Cheers for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.